Nami, the navigator and third member of the Straw Hat crew, has an unknown origin. While we know about her life after being adopted by Belle-Mère, everything before that remains a mystery. There are still many unanswered questions about Nami's origins, including the fact that she is one of the Straw Hats without a known last name, which leaves us wondering where she truly comes from. So in today's video, we will explore the theory that Nami is in fact the princess of a kingdom that was wiped out by the world government. And just before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this type of content. Nami is originally a cat burglar that was part of the Arlong Pirates and was introduced to us in chapter 8 of One Piece. She is amongst the original crew members that joined Luffy before entering the Grand Line, but unlike the other members of East Blue, we don't know who her parents are or where she actually comes from. But with all the hints that Oda has given us, we can theorize that she is a princess. It is in the third volume of the Vivid Card data book that we learn that Nami is from Okiot, which is located in East Blue, and the first hint that Nami might be a princess lies in the fact that her island is referred to as a kingdom, exactly the same as Arabasta and Dressrosa. Therefore, Okiot has its own dynasty just like Arabasta and its own royal family. If we look at Nami's flashback, we can see that everything was destroyed and that a lot of marines were killed. The only survivors were Nojiko and Nami. And we can ask ourselves, how is that even possible? Out of all the warriors of an entire kingdom, along with fighters from the world government itself, the only survivors are a baby and a child? And why did Belle-Mère sacrifice everything to protect them, abandoning her role as a marine to raise both of them? By analyzing in great detail the Arlong arc, we can answer these questions. When Arlong arrived on the island, he started to demand all of the civilians to pay taxes to him, and he went to Belle-Mère's house last. To try and save Nojiko and Nami, Belle-Mère does not tell the truth at first and tells the Arlong pirates that she lives by herself and doesn't have a family. But Hatchan goes into her house and notices that the table is set for 3 people. He tells Arlong this and Arlong realizes that Belle-Mère has lied. But what is interesting about this scene is that a member of Arlong's crew justifies Belle-Mère's situation by revealing that according to the civil registry, she is officially listed as living alone with no children. This information is normally meant for the world government. So why did Belle-Mère choose to hide the existence of her 2 children from the world government for 8 years? Well, it is simply because it was the world government that attacked the kingdom of Okiot 20 years ago, and Nami and Nojiko were the last surviving members of the royal family. Nojiko was the servant of the royal family, and she was given the mission to hide and protect the princess, and baby Nami was the last surviving heir to the throne of Okiot. This is why Belle-Mère did everything to save them, because she realized who they were. Keeping these 2 girls safe and hidden from the world government, which was searching for them, became her top priority. It was the world government themselves that attacked and destroyed Nami's kingdom. And in chapter 76, Nami states that she thought Belle-Mère found them under a bridge. Since we know that her island is located in East Blue, it is very likely that Belle-Mère was talking about Tequila Bridge, introduced to us in chapter 524. The bridge is also located in East Blue and is owned by the world government. The goal of this bridge is to provide the Marines with easier access to various islands. Nami, being royalty, would also explain why Oda draws her constantly with a crown on her head, just as he always depicts Luffy with his iconic straw hat. Also, in an SBS, a reader asks Oda why Sanji refers to Nami with San, who's younger than him, and Robin with Chan, who is older. Oda answered that it is because of Nami's natural queenliness that makes him do it. This here gives us a hint that Oda sees her as a princess. The theme of the Lost Princess has already been shown in cover pages in chapter 124 and chapter 232. It shows us the two royals of the crew in search of their long forgotten past, drawing a direct parallel between Sanji and Nami, both coming from royal families. So Nami, without knowing it, is the princess of a kingdom. Not only does she resembles the other princesses in the manga, but she, just like the rest of them, has also asked the crew to put their lives on the line for her and her island. This happens with every princess in the manga, and it also happens with Nami during the Arlong arc, making her fit to play the role of a princess. And if indeed it is true that Nami is a princess, then there is the possibility that she is the ancient weapon Uranus. If we look at the other ancient weapons, they are linked to kingdoms and royal families. Pluton's whereabouts were located on a poneglyph in Arabasta, linked to Vivi, the Nefertari princess, and Shirahoshi, the princess of Fishman Island, is the ancient weapon Poseidon. This could leave us with Nami being the ancient weapon Uranus, or her kingdom being linked to that ancient weapon, which would explain why Belle-Mère decided to hide Nami from the world government, knowing how important she would be to them. And in Greek mythology, Uranus is known as the god of the skies, making a direct link with Nami, since her primary ability is weather manipulation, and as the crew's navigator, she possesses a deep understanding of meteorological patterns. So Nami is the princess of Oikot Kingdom, and could potentially be the ancient weapon Uranus, or her kingdom has a link to it.